Hello class 12 students, once again I welcome you all on the continuous series of the chapter Unite International Organization. In the previous video I discussed about what is international organization, why do we need it and how many organs it has. Today I will explain you one by one its organ. So first we will talk about the General Assembly, the executive body of, the legislative body of the United Nations. General Assembly is the main deliberative policy making and representative organ of the UN. Why it is representative organ? Because it has 193 members, and due to this, in the meeting of General Assembly, each nation have its own view and everyone participate in its meeting. Then the second thing is that at present it has 193 members. In every year, in the month of September, all the nations, member nation of the United Nations General Assembly, they participate in its annual meeting. They discussed a lot. They put their policies and programs towards the world forward, and after that the conclusion come out and it's work more for the sake of humanity of the world. Then we will see what are the main functions of the General Assembly. May resolve non-compulsory recommendation to states or suggestion to the UNSC. It can resolve the matter which are less important, and it we work on the recommendation of the United Nations Security Council. Decide on the admission of new members, who will become the members. This decision is taken by the General Assembly, and it has many executives or appointment functions, like decides adopt union budget of the United Nations. What will the union budget, how much which country have what contribution. So the annual budget of the United Nations is decided by the General Assembly, and when the matter comes of the admission of the new countries, on which it also takes decision with the suggestion of United Nations Security Council. Elects non-permanent members of the Security Council. As we know that Security Council have 10 non-permanent members. These non-permanent members of the Security Council is also elected by the General Assembly. It elects all members of ECOSOC, Economic and Social Council. UN Secretary General is also elected by General Assembly on the recommendation or suggestion of United Nations Security Council. It also elects 15 judges of the International Court of Justice, and all these appointments and decision, each member countries have one vote. So we can say that General Assembly is more representative, and it due to General Assembly functions, it is more representative and it has a democratic spirit, as we know, because the main organs as the Security Council have not representative, and it has, due to its veto power, it has many negative functions. But we can say that General Assembly is more representative and it is working in the democratic manner. Now, after General Assembly, I will talk about the second organ of the UN, that is Security Council. As we know that the Security Council is the main executive organ of the UN, and it has major responsibility due to its power and the function it has assigned. Security Council has primary responsibility under UN Charter for the maintenance of international peace and security. It means that the major responsibility to maintain peace in the world lies on the Security Council. Security Council has 15 members. Out of it, 10 members are non-permanent in nature. It means that the 10 permanent members are elected for 2 years, and after it the member changed, and one member as a non-permanent cannot re-elected consecutively. It means that it can re-elected after some years. Then each member of the Security Council has one vote. Here and 5 permanent members are elected for, till now they are working as a permanent member, they are permanent. They are who are these 5 permanent members? They are USA, Britain, France, Russia and China. These countries are the permanent members of United Nations Security Council, and they are having veto power. Here I want to tell you that veto is a negative power in nature. The countries who are having veto power, they can stop to pass any bill, any matter, if one of them are disagree with that. So that's why we can say that it is not positive, it is negative in nature. Under the Charter, all member states are obliged to comply with the Council decision. It means that Security Council work as more effective body, and member country have to fulfill and they have to oblige themselves by complying the decision of Security Council. Then in some cases the Security Council can resort to imposing sanction or even authorize the use of force to maintain or restore international peace. It means that Security Council is a body, if it feels that any nation are disturbing the world peace or they are not obeying the international treaties, international law, then Security Council impose on them many sanctions, as well as it can also authorize to use of force. It means the Security Council can direct the countries that they can use the force to maintain the peace in that certain area. The Security Council has a presidency which rotates every month. We can say that the Security Council is the most important organ of the UN, and it can work as the main organ, and the working of UN is effectively lies on the working of Security Council. Although we can see that there is a many controversy over the veto power, and it is also suggested by the many countries that it is not representative in nature, that the permanent membership is not representative, not democratic, but still it is lying with the permanent member of the Security Council, and what it should or it should not, what reforms is needed in the structure and function of the Security Council. So we will see now. Now I am going to discuss that what changes Security Council needs. So there is a view that all these members, that there is monopoly of the sum of the continent. So it should be more representative. It should be more members from the Africa, Asia and Africa also. It's the veto power should not negative. It should be not negative. It should be positive, democratic in nature. And as some reforms were suggested, there is some proposal also that which members can get, which countries can, what are the criteria that can make a country the member of Security Council, like it should be a major economic power, it should be a major military power, it should be substantial contributor of the UN budget, a big nation in the term of democracy. But if these are vague in nature, these proposals has not described that how big a country should be, how much contribution from a country should be. So although the proposals are lacking the clear, each of these criteria have some validity but not clear. So it should be clear, and these proposals should be made more democratic and more equitable representation of the globe, of the international community, that every country it can eradicate the disparity between the developed and developing countries. That's all for today.